here. Oh, there I am. Okay, good morning, story trading VIPs. How's everyone doing? Okay, listen, I did not want to talk about the markets. Yesterday was the first time in since I started the show that I didn't even look at QQQ and SPY. I don't think I did. At least it wasn't at the top of my watch list. I may have covered it, but I didn't want to talk about it. I was like, all right, let's have some stability here until the next shoe drops, and hopefully we'll be in good shape for a while. But I have to bring it up because yesterday I didn't like the chart at all. NASDAQ here, to me, failed that 20 DMA breakout. It's probably much the same on SPY. Let's take a look. Yep. Oh, SPY, it's even a more clear failure being pushed back by that 20 DMA. And if you look at these bear market rallies, you'll notice, let me remove the, actually, I got to put that back in. All right. If you look at these bear market rallies, you'll notice each rally is getting rejected at a lower and lower level in terms of the major DMAs. The first bear market rally went right through the 20 all the way to 200. The second bear market rally broke the 20 DMA and stayed above it for a while. And now the third one getting rejected right at the 20 DMA. So I don't know, man. When I see this, I think there's a high chance we're going to revisit the lows on the major indices. Don't panic necessarily because I think I'm likely. Hold on, let's put this on do not disturb. So yeah, I think some of those risk assets I've been talking about, perhaps, hopefully. So, but if you're in the major indices, major stocks, it could be a problem. Let's look at Apple, for example. I've been saying for a long time, I think this is headed to the 100 to 112 range. I noted this last night in the group, and that would be in a mild recession scenario. And how I'm getting that number is, look, this was the pre-COVID high. The pre-COVID high was 80. We're still way above this correction level, the 200-week moving average. So just getting out the excess liquidity from COVID should take it back to 80, but this is Apple, right? We want to say they're a stronger company. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. We're going to say they don't have to go back to 80. Maybe they could find support here at the 200-week moving average at 100 to 112. So to me, that's almost the best case scenario in a mild recession. I was hoping this wouldn't happen for a couple months, but man, the market is starting to worry. This morning, we had a pop here because Germany CPI was better than expected by a couple basis points. And then here we dropped because GDP, the final GDP print came in 0.1% below expectations. So whatever we got from the CPI pop came right back down. So as far as the macro, I'm not very hopeful about this, what's going to happen with the major indices. But again, I'm hoping like ARKK, being representative of our risk assets, will continue to hold 35 as the low. It did not hit a new low as the other major indices did on that last bear market drop. So that's the story with the major indices. Got to use caution. I think we could still have some rocky times ahead with Apple et al. And the major indices, which could temporarily cause an issue with some of these other risk assets, which might be priced right at this point. All right. There's some news out on BBBY. Keep this on my watch list, down 16% because they missed earnings and they pushed the CEO out. In the earnings miss, they mentioned lower demand in the home sector. I don't know if it's in this. It's in the press release. The full press release has it. So you can go look at that. So lower demand in the home sector basically is the reversal of all the COVID benefits. And we can see BBBY down to new lows, unfortunately, new 52-week high, 52-week low. So how's that impacting Target and Walmart? Good news is not much. So that's being written off as right at this point as a company specific issue. They have more exposure to the home sector than these other stocks, Walmart and Target. So that's good news. It's not taking down the generals in the retail sector. That's BBBY. And of course, we're monitoring risk assets, Bitcoin and USO. Here's what I'm worried about. Look at that. We're going up while markets are going down. I've been saying this is a bad sign for stagflation. So we have to keep monitoring this. And if this keeps on continuing, I think it increases the chance of a prolonged problem with the economy. So I'm hoping that oil gets beaten back down. I don't know if it will, but that's what I'm hoping for. All right, going to specific stocks now. Oh, by the way, I told my community I'm not going to be around tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, there won't be any show Thursday morning, which is the last day of the quarter, which is also the day that Dario had guided for this game changing news for the company. So, will they announce it tomorrow while I'm gone? Possible. So, yesterday, if you didn't see it, you can go look at the replay. I talked about the different scenarios if that press release comes out tomorrow and how I would play it if I were around. Now it's possible tomorrow's the last day of the quarter. Maybe they'll want to announce on Friday, July 1st, or give them over the weekend, right? So maybe it's Tuesday, July 5th. To me, that would all be an on-time situation if they announce it July next week, Tuesday, July 5th. If they don't announce it by Tuesday, July 5th, we could see some weakness in the stock possibly from people who are disappointed about that. It could very well be delayed. So that's what we're watching for. But in any case, we're going to give management the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to be watching the newsfeed very closely. I was already doing it all week and this morning as well. They typically release between 8 a.m. and about 8:45 a.m. Call it 9 a.m. 8 to 9 a.m. is when they release their news usually. So you want to keep your eyes peeled the next couple mornings on Dario to see if we get the news we're looking for. All right, we're continuing to monitor MOGO. Man, I wish we could get Neeraj or someone to present this stock because I don't know a huge move yesterday. I don't own it. I just know we're waiting for news that's also supposed to be about the end of this month, which is their app going from beta to production release. That's MOGO. And yesterday it had a pop. I don't know if that's a social media influencer or a trading group, basically telling their members, hey, we might get news soon. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe there's some leak, or maybe there's some nugget out there that people are interpreting to mean that the beta process is finished and they're going full production. So that's MOGO. Keeping an eye on that. That's from Neeraj. All right, XXII. I've been in and out of this. I still have a small position, but I did sell most of my position yesterday when we broke below this. Actually, I sold it at like 252. I don't know. I started seeing this breakdown yesterday along with the rest of the market, and I'm like, I'm out of here because it was already not having a good interaction with this 200 DMA. See, it's like on both sides of it every single day. I like it when the full bar is above that key level, and we haven't had that yet. So I did, when I saw the markets dumping, I said, hey, this is a good place for me to take profits. I've been up on this. So I sold this, but I really like this name still, and I want to get back in. If this retracts, and it very well could, to about $2, there's support at $2, also support here at like 190 and rising. If it gets to that range, to the low twos, 190 to the low twos, I think I may get back in a possibly sizable way. So monitor XXII for an entry. AGRX, man, I made some money on this yesterday. Small size. It is very risky, right? I got in at 147 the day before, and I was trading in and out. Some of those trades were shared with the community, and overnight dropped 16%. And I did end up holding some overnight, so not an easy game. And that's why, especially a stock like this, you got to do a small position. Okay, I'm still up, I think, probably pretty good because I had a good initial entry and did a couple good trades yesterday. But this is very risky. I know some people are very bullish on the sentiment here, but I remain skeptical on birth control patches until I see data. I'd like, even if it's empirical data, is all I need, right? If we start seeing any kind of news story about this product selling out or whatever it is, or doctors writing more prescriptions for it, like we don't need to wait for a quarterly earnings report, right? And if we get data like that, it may be something I'm willing to hold on to a little bit longer, a little bigger size. But the problem is they don't have much cash, and they're probably going to be doing an offering soon. So that's another problem with AGRX. So as we continue to monitor that, SMR, I bought common shares on Monday. On the Monday morning show, I actually advised you guys 1050 to 1060 would be a great entry. I didn't listen to myself. I ended up buying 1072 or something. But in any case, we got that dip from the cap to 1050, and it's been strong since then. This is a 52-week high, by the way. I mean, it's a D-SPAC, only has like 6 weeks of trading history. You should know the story. Nuclear small modular reactors, and on Sunday they had the statement coming out of the G7 summit. They're doing some work with SMR. Fascinating technology. We shared a YouTube video on it, and yesterday added some warrants because I've been doing a little bit of collaboration with some traders. One of them who is specializes in D-SPACs, and he thought the situation was good here in terms of a low flow and the shares being locked up and no shares, coming out of that lockup since the D-SPAC happened. So that's a good situation for traders, and you can see at least in the pre-market, people like it. So maybe this is one that can outperform. And let me see how uranium's doing because oil is up and uranium has been killed. Let's look at CCJ, uranium stocks, I should say. I know there's a spot uranium ETF too, I believe, at this point. So that's UUUU. Let me see if I can pull up. I don't know the ticker symbol for that spot uranium one. We'll have to do some research on that. All right. So anyway, but if uranium starts taking off because oil is taking off, then that could help further tailwind for SMR. So that's the situation there. CFVI, I'm still waiting for some sort of pop to exit these trading shares I got. We'll see if that happens. They had some news yesterday, but wasn't game changing. Their deal with RSBN. So let's see what else. Other news. I know there's more news. All right, CYRN. We'll get to it. There's LILM news. All right, but CYRN. There was some sort of hack in, was it Norway? Terminal that Walter Bloomberg put out there. And so maybe this one, and by the way, this, like, these cyber plays have been doing better when the markets are down. It plays into that whole war theme. Why is my connection in and out? I can't stand this. I don't know why it's happening. Who knows? Maybe I need a new router, but in any case, I still like this one because of the fundamentals and the 10.5 million cash you're getting in. I still hold it. It's flirting with that 50 DMA, trying to break out. I just think this is one that will pay off eventually. You just have to have patience. You just hold it for the big next news event, the big next cyber hacking episode in the media or company specific news. And 270 is my target on CYRN. I'm going to have patience on that one. VTSI had a little bit of volume at the end of the day yesterday. Hopefully we'll see follow through. But yeah, that's been a disappointment, as I've said. Still have my trading shares. PHRRF, a ketamine psychedelic company, was presented by Colton Town. Our community has not done well, but we reached out to him on the news that came out this morning, waiting for a response to see what he thinks about this. This is a pre clinical, like, phase 1 study. I don't know if it's too significant. Market cap's 9 million. Who knows? Maybe there's something there. I'm not interested right now unless I hear otherwise from Colton. Then we got LILM with some news. This is the EV jet company, and I'm starting to pay more attention to this stock. This is a stock that this is electric vehicle aerospace company, and they've had a lot of interesting news in terms of management. And I think they got someone, what was it, from Airbus or Boeing, and just some of their technological advancements they're having here. I was just reading their overview. Was it the press release or the overview here this morning? And I didn't even realize these are takeoff and landing vertically, these airplanes. So I don't know. Like, could this be like Tesla one day? Maybe. Don't know. Don't have a position. Too early for me, probably. 770 million market cap, but it's fascinating technology, and I like to keep track of great technology and what these companies are doing. So they did have some news you can look at. They did a partnership with some company to help build out the electrical distribution system in the airplane. So what's basically going to distribute the power from the battery pack on board to the different systems. So they have a partner building that out for their jet. And so that is interesting to look at. LKE not taken off yet. It was down slightly, I believe, in Australia. So my target remains 82 cents at the 200 DMA. Okay, let's see what happens there. That's with lithium. Uranium. I did pick up some UUU trading shares yesterday because I saw a tweet out of John Quakes, who is a big uranium bull, put something out yesterday, which, to be honest with you, I don't fully understand it, but it was about higher prices. It was about like some sort of record prices in a particular type of uranium trade that happened yesterday, like 8 or 9. It was like an 8 or 9 year high, and the stock was like at a low of the day. It was down sharply, so I'm like, all right, well, let me pick some up. I think I picked some up at 5, well, right around here. It was, I don't know if it's 550. I think it was between 550 and 560. So I'm probably right around break even on that pickup, and hopefully again uranium will pick up because oil is up. We'll see. Although really long term fundamentally, I don't think it really impacts those daily moves of oil. This is really just a sentiment trade right now that uranium trades with oil. So that's just a reality of how it trades, and you got to be aware of that. Some news out of MicroStrategy. They're buying more Bitcoin. I don't know, man. This, to me, this is a death wish. They bought a 480 Bitcoin at $20,800, which was what, 10 million cash. And the amount, I don't even care about. Who knows? Maybe that's negligible compared to their market cap or their cash balance. I have no idea. But the fact that they're still buying Bitcoin is to me sounds crazy. Like, it tells you where their heads at, and I don't know, man. I If he's right, what's his name, Michael Sayer, or whoever the head of that company, Michael Saylor. If he's right, kudos to him. Maybe he'll look like a hero 6 months from now, a year from now. But to me, this is just crazy what he's doing, and probably too expensive to short that. So I did look at the puts. Maybe it's shorting it outright better, but I'm not even going to try it. Shorting is not an easy game. All right, and I think that's all I had planned to talk about. Yes. Okay, but let me just check if I may have missed. It came in the last 25 minutes. Archer Daniels releases top predictions for global microbiome market. You can take a look at that as far as it may impact the agriculture sector. So nothing else really going on. The one thing that really stands out to me more than anything else that may have hope for me here today is I'd like to see maybe XXII get in cheaply. If that goes down to the low twos, I'd like that. And SMR doing a little bit perky here in pre-market. Maybe I can make some money on these, which I bought at 233, I believe, actually, on these warrants, SMR warrants. And we'll be watching a little bit of movement in VTSI and the CYRN. Even though it closed down yesterday, it had some early morning strong volume. And again, that cyber news. So these are probably the ones that I'll be looking at closely today. I will note PLAB, by the way, had a huge pullback. So I love this company longer term. I love the fundamentals. Maybe you'd want to pick some up on this pullback if you don't have exposure yet. So just pointing that out. PLAB. RELL, though, had a nasty candle yesterday. So pre-market is picking. What's the volume on that? 6,000. Not bad. Yeah, RELL, I had a new 52-week high 17 and pulled all the way back to 1550, like a nasty reversal candle, but still cheap fundamentally. So you may want to look into that. And that's all we got. We're going to have a special show for our weekly meetup on SMSI Tuesday night. We'll give you the details of that later. Our weekly meetup, which we're doing less of them, but this time it's not on a weekend. We're off Monday anyway because of July 4th. And I got a special guest coming Tuesday night, 9 p.m. for a weekly show on SMSI. So we will give you more details on that as we get closer to that date. So keep that on your calendar, Tuesday, 9 p.m. It's 9:27 a.m., guys. Good luck. Don't chase. In this market, breakouts rarely work. You got to buy the pullbacks. It's a different game this year. Have a great day. Good luck, everyone.